we recording yet?
Yeah, we are on.
We're on now?
Yeah, that's... Whew.
Oh, there's the live stream.
There it is.
So sorry, everybody.
We are... Great job.
There's a couple of things I think we got to tell people.
All right.
And I think, let me pause this so it doesn't start reading stuff because people should be able to join in. Hopefully it's going to actually work, too, because now it's just spinning, which is awesome.
That's the spinning of productivity, right?
Great. Super great.
That's how you know things are going well when something just randomly...
It's the best.
Could somebody... We spent so much money to make this thing not work.
We are so good.
It's so great.
I'm going to actually type in live stream?
Question mark?
Question mark?
Hashtag.
Oh, I auto-scheduled it. I didn't want to auto-schedule it.
Wow, dude, sweet.
It's going to go out tomorrow. We're good at this.
Now we got to... Oh, wait.
Notifications.
Okay.
I got to see if... Okay, I could just send it now, right? Send now.
Are we working?
It is. Okay, plus it.
So far, this is fucking fascinating radio.
Work. Hey, guys. Hi, stream. You're awesome at this.
All right. Someone said hello.
Hi.
So here we go.
Joe.
We're in.
Thanks, Joe. Now I gotta tweet these out right. Let me delete those because now. Let's go ahead and talk, Tom.
Oh, I'll just carry the show
Hey, Tom,
again.
Oh,
right.
All right. Let's try this one more time.
All right. What is it you're trying?
I'm trying to. I gotta send it out to. Well, I'm sending it out to Facebook and Twitter, and then also Google Plus. So
so that nobody can read that. That's terrific.
Live stream ? And
right.
now send now. Is there a?
There should be. Are you on fucking the Hootsuite?
Yeah. I don't want to auto schedule. I just want to send it now. How do I do that? Fuck it. I'm doing it live.
All right.
Here we go.
So here we are, buddy. It's Easter.
Why don't you do the introduction? Because it's.
Why don't I do the introduction?
354.
354.
Right? Yeah. Go.
Yeah. All right. Recording live on Easter from Glory Hole Studios in Chicago. This is Cognitive Dissonance. Every episode we blast anyone who gets in our way. We bring critical thinking, skepticism, and ham to any topic that makes the news, makes it big, or makes us ham.
That is a big ham.
It is a big ham. It's skeptical, it's political, and there is no honey glaze. This is episode 354 of Cognitive Dissonance.
Oh, God.
You know, I'll tell you what's funny is trying to ad-lib into the intro a little bit.
Oh.
Like, my brain is just like, we're doing the memorized part now. And it's like, ad-lib into it. It's like, but then I can't remember the next part. I can't be both things.
I've got to shut everything down here, so you just got to give me
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Sorry, I'm not good at this.
What is going on?
Oh,
we need a tech guy.
We do.
Who's our tech guy?
Come in here last night. Fucking come in here. That fucking Mevo cocksucking thing is like just broken. It's just like update the Mevo. So I was like, sure, no problem. I'll fucking update the Mevo.
But hold on a second. Can I interrupt? Don't you feel like anytime any of your devices are like, I'm scheduled for an update, you may as well just hit it with a hammer? Like, it's just like, don't worry, it'll just take the rest of your life.
Okay, hold on, I got a comment. Tom sounds like he's picking up my voice. So my voice is not coming through as well. Let me turn it up a little. How's that, gentlemen and ladies? Let us know. That was Ari Stillman. Hi, Ari.
Hi, Ari.
See you in a week, less than a week.
I really like her.
I like Ari, too.
Hi.
Ari. Just
Ari.
say Ari. Just say
Ari. It's very confusing to me.
I like they as well.
Z is great. All right.
Okay, so hopefully I'm coming through much louder now. Maybe still quiet, Cecil. Your fucking mom's still quiet. Right,
damn. Twiddle the knob. It usually makes people get louder.
Can only hear Tom.
This is a loss for everybody.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Check the audio on the front of it to make sure that it's actually picking up through the thing.
Okay, hang on. Oh, I can do this. Oh, on this. I'm pressing other buttons in a desperate attempt to make something happen.
We are good at this. We are good.
I was using the wrong device.
Is it say it's going through the 1/4 jack on there?
Where would it say?
I don't know. Look at the levels and see if I'm coming through on the thing.
All right. Hold on.
We're good, by the way.
We are killing
Happy
it.
Easter. The stream just died.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. You're on here. You're fucking bouncing and bobbing, man.
Am I better? You'll find out. Somebody just said, you motherfuckers. That was Ari.
That was Ari.
Again. Be nice, Ari.
We made her mad.
They?
What? They?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Jesus. God damn it.
All right, is it? Oh, it's much better.
Okay, good.
Nicole says it's much better.
Thank you. We forgot to turn on an essential item.
There's so much equipment involved.
Oh my God.
All right, so tell your story about how nothing works.
So it took me 4 hours to get that essential piece of equipment working. It wasn't that long. It was an hour. But I had to restart. I had to restart the Mevo 6 times and the things 6 times, and it was just garbage. It was terrible. So.
Well, it's Easter, buddy. So let's just sit back and relax.
Thanks, stink vomit. I'm glad it's better. Thank you.
I feel like that's redundant, right?
I've never had vomit be like, oh. It's like Glenn Beck with Ted Cruz's shoe.
Just sniffing it. I'm getting leather and hints of current. Yeah, it's because I ate a shoe. That's why. I ate a shoe. That's why I'm vomiting.
So let's get started today. Happy Easter, everybody. You know, I'm glad that Christ died for all of your sins.
Seems like
Isn't that a weird story?
Component. Do you know the Easter story?
Sure. There was this guy he was a cultish end times cult guy, sort of David Koresh without the sex.
Wait, was it like his name was
Jesus?
Yeah. Are you sure it's without the sex?
I don't know.
According to scripture, right?
They didn't denote the sex. They were not like they were like, hey, he's banging all the ladies.
Maybe not all his sex was noteworthy. You know, maybe he's just bad at it. You never know.
Yeah, nobody would ever note my sex. Like, I guess they would. They just put it in the bad column. Like,
it's
it's
in the Apocrypha for a reason.
All right, we got another edition of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Anyway, the story I was thinking about this morning, it just feels like they ripped off the Lord of the Rings Gandalf. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like they totally ripped off Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. It's like that, that at least, they didn't rip it off because people would be like, well, actually,
which one happened thousands of years first, right?
But one of the things I was thinking is like, it's like Gandalf, but Gandalf's story is much better. And it feels like you actually feel bad for him.
It's real hard to feel bad for.
Spoiler.
I was thinking about this though. It's real hard to feel real bad for Jesus because he's gonna be fine, right? It's like he just has a bad day. Mm-hmm. Like he has a bad day. I also was thinking about this morning. It's like, isn't the Easter story just a terrible failure of imagination? Like, isn't that the whole thing? Yeah. It's like, well, how do I forgive him for sinning? Oh, well. We could just decide those things aren't sins.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. Like, because you made that up in the first place. Right? Like, we could change house rules. Mm-hmm. Or we could just be like, it's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't really understand the intermediary because, like, we'll make it okay. We'll say it's okay.
Yeah.
But first, I have to kill me, not me.
Yeah.
Like, I have to kill.
I have to die a little inside.
Right. I have to kill my prodigal me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. What is that? Like, why? Like, for what fucking purpose? I don't understand that.
Right.
But of purposeless bullshit. Mm-hmm. We have some awesome Easter traditions to talk about.
We do, but let's talk about our Easter traditions a little
Cecil.
first. So when you were a kid, you were not religious, right? So you did not, I mean, I know that you guys went to church, but you were not religious.
We're not terribly religious. We were Methodist, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
Like
which method?
The one where you barely go to church and like you have a pig roast once in a while. It's the best method.
It's
the method to make fat kids.
That sounds like a good one.
That's what it is. Yeah, man. We went to church. I actually loved church. When I was a kid, we'd go. I had a crush on all the girls in the choir.
Mm-hmm,
that was definitely a one-way scenario. Yeah. I had a crush on all the girls in the choir.
How old were you?
I stopped going to church. When I stopped going to church as a thing, I stopped going to church probably just school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think I got confirmed. So you didn't get to do that in 8th grade. And then I confirmed that I didn't want to do that anymore.
They give you this little thing that says, if you like me, check yes or no. And then you checked no.
What I did is I did one of those paper like foopity pop things, where it's like blue, red, and then you open it up. It's like, do you want? And the question was, do you like church? And I was like, no,
no,
I don't. I did. I liked church because you sang songs. You got to eat a little bit of bread. The Methodist Church never talked about hell or like that, gay people were bad or anything like that. It was just generally a positive message, and everybody had coffee. It was like if I were to have to go to church, that would be the church I would go to.
Right.
And on Easter, they had an Easter cantata. So they sang the whole Passion story.
Oh,
so the whole thing was sung, start to finish, and we had a real nice choir. They
amazing.
sounded good. So you sat and you listened to songs for an hour.
I would fall asleep.
Well, when I was a kid, I was like, okay, well, I got to sit and listen to music for an hour?
To be honest, that's better
That's
than
fine.
listening to the preacher talk for an hour.
Right, that's what I mean.
'Cause
It was
I used
great.
to fall asleep every week in church when I was a kid.
Oh,
every
man, I'd
single
get in trouble.
week.
My dad would fucking lose his
My
shit
dad,
if I lost
my
if I fell
mom,
asleep.
my dad never went to church, but my mom was absolutely ecstatic for the peace and quiet. So she would just be like, "Fucking sleep, go ahead." I would just lay down on the pew and we'd sit in the back and I'd just fall asleep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, those pews
Benadryl.
sucked.
Benadryl. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Instead of, it was just
sure.
right in the communal wine.
No, mom just gave us brandy. Come on.
Well, it is Sunday.
Someone asked the question. We
Yeah.
got off the topic here for a second. Are you guys more worried about North Korea trying to launch missiles or Mike Pence trying to negotiate? Christopher,
I feel like those go hand in hand.
Yeah,
right?
They did. They launched a thing yesterday or
It
tried
blew up
to
on the
and
pad, right? Yeah.
So they're probably gonna fucking like aircraft gun the guy who's in charge
I know,
of that.
right? I know. It's like, how would you like to be the guy who's like, all right, I definitely think this is going to work.
You've seen documentaries and stuff on there. I know
yeah.
I've seen some documentaries.
Yeah.
The people there, everybody there that is in these documentaries, at least from what I've seen, and clearly I can't make any judgment about anything except for what I've seen.
Sure.
But the people that I've seen all look like the people from that Twilight Zone with the little
Yeah.
kid who could send you out into the fucking cornfield.
Yep.
Like everybody's just like, I love that guy. Or they start weeping and they're just like, he's the best. He's amazing. I love him. And you're just like everybody's taking crazy pills.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is insane.
Did you see the documentary where the guy goes over and he does the cataract surgery? And he like, it's the craziest shit you've ever
Oh,
seen.
yeah.
He does cataract surgery. People are like, open their eyes, like blinky, blinky. And they open their eyes. They're like, thank you, dear leader. It's like, that motherfucker is standing right there, still holding your
Exactly.
fucking cataract
Yeah.
in his hand.
Yeah.
Right? He's just like, fucking, he's still, I don't know why he ate it, but that's what he does. He
Protein.
just saves them.
He needs
He's got
protein.
a jar of people's
He's on his
cataracts.
bulk cycle.
My whole life's a bulk cycle. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
But yeah, for our Easter tradition, that's what we did. My dad didn't do Easter baskets,
Yeah.
so we didn't do that stuff. When I was a real little kid and I lived with my mom, so I was like first grade and below, we did Easter baskets. I do Easter baskets with my little kids, though. I gave them Easter baskets, and then I took them back when they fell asleep, and I put them in the closet, and they forgot about them. And I'll throw it all away later.
They forgot about him.
I let them have all the toys and shit out of it,
Yeah.
but then all that candy is just, like, they don't need all that shit. So
What do you say
they-
to them about Easter, though? Because they clearly are like, why am I getting a gift? Or do they not even care?
Hilariously, they don't ask.
Oh, that's
They
awesome.
have no idea.
Yeah.
Easter for
it's
them.
awesome that your kids aren't inquisitive. I think that's great.
Isn't it? Well, you beat it out of them. Every time they ask a question, you turn on one of those shock collars like you make a dog wear.
Every time,
Right?
Every time you just beat them with a spoon until they're quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how few questions they have after 2 or 3 swats.
Which is crazy, Stream, because whenever I go over, they sing like the North Koreans about how great Tom is.
I've just got a picture of I have a portrait of myself in the living room, and they're saluting it. It's amazing. Well, you know what? They're fucking well behaved, so they're scared for their lives.
When I was a kid, we used to get from my aunt. My aunt used to get us this giant chocolate egg. It was every year we'd get the same thing from my aunt.
What the fuck is an Easter basket? Hold on a second. I'm sorry. An Easter basket is an American tradition because Jesus is less dead than he was previously.
Sure.
But still mostly dead, and then he'll come back but go away again.
Right.
And then he'll come back the next time. So because of that, you put candy in a basket. The end. Sometimes small toys.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I used to get this giant egg. It was this big. It was like fucking enormous chocolate egg. And all three, so I have 2 brothers. All 3 of us got this egg from our aunt every year. Came in like that fucking weird ass, like fake plastic grass shit. It was sitting in the.
Oh, yeah.
And so it would come in the box. And I remember I was such a stupid fucking kid. You'd break it open, and inside was little candies, like almost like Fannie Mae type candies. You know, like the chocolates, like filled with
like
different types
nougat
of things,
and caramel
like
and
little stuff.
rat poison.
Yeah. So inside were these little candies, and when I was a kid, it took me way longer than I'll admit to figure out how that was possible. Because my brain was like, how do you do that?
How do you get the candy?
Like, how do they get the candy in there? I was like, Because should it all just be molded in with the chocolate? If you're gonna pour, it took me a really long time to figure out that it's two halves. I was not a smart person. I still am not smart. I just learned
You just
that
figured
along
out
the
the
way.
egg situation, the chocolate egg. You're like, wait a
just learned
minute,
that along
guys.
the way.
Hold on.
So, but I remember Easter was one of those holidays growing up that we didn't miss as a holiday. You always had some sort of feast type thing that happened.
Sure.
When I was younger, until I was maybe my teens, we went to church every year. We were Keisters. We never went to church other
you
than that.
didn't?
We did not. We were not.
I went to church more than you.
Absolutely.
And I was less religious than you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I was a stupid kid. So I think we just cleared that up with the
Well,
egg.
I wasn't suggesting
Didn't
that,
we just- although
there we go.
stream can see I'm making an egg here, so it's like this is my egg. But anyway, so we would go once a year, twice a year, Christmas, maybe 3 times if there's another special religious holiday I'm forgetting. But we did not go all the time.
Okay.
But we would go to church, come home, and then mom would make a big food, and then we would eat all the foods.
Sure.
And I remember even after I left home, it was still a holiday I went home for. Even though I was not religious,
Yeah.
it was still a holiday I traveled home every year
it's one of the big
for.
3, right?
Yeah, it was. But it was one of those that we just didn't not do.
Yeah.
It was one we did every year. So it's always been sort of but now my parents are dead, so who cares? So
well, not them.
Now it doesn't matter. Now I could spend it
spend it
however I
with
want.
me?
I could spend it however I want. And today,
Yes.
I woke up in the morning and drove out to visit my in-laws for a couple hours,
Right.
and then came back to Chicago to do the stream. So that's it. I get to spend it exactly how I want it, which is much better than before spending 6 hours on the road.
My Easter tradition has changed because although as a child we didn't do the Easter basket or any of the rest of that shit, as an adult when I got married, we had to go to my in-laws' house and she would overcook a ham until it quit. Until
Oh no, I know your ex mother-in-law.
it was a salted leather food.
She's the worst.
It was unbelievable. It was fucking
It's like eating a fucking 80-year-old's ball sack.
not again. Jesus. It's what I had for lunch. It's fucking terrible. It's not what I signed. It was amazing the level of overcookedness. She would make it curl, it would just you know what I mean? Like when you overcook a meat to the point
That's
where
it.
all the moisture,
That's it
it's just
giving
like,
up.
fuck it, I'm
Yeah,
out.
it's like-
and then it just
She cooked it like you cook a frank and the ends blow up
blow
on
up.
this.
She cooked a ham.
Frank.
She's like, it plumps when you cook it. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
No,
it's exploding in rage. It's a horror. It's a horror. And then I remember one year she made some side. We're talking about sides the last 2 shows, but I remembered that she had made a side. She had gotten this
gonna
Dutch
be
oven.
so bad.
This is the best.
This is
story.
gonna be so bad.
She got this Dutch oven she didn't know how to use and didn't deserve to have, and somebody should just hit her with it because it's the only appropriate use of that cast iron. And so she
Jesus.
decided to make a rice gludge, and so she put rice. And
You have to go to cooking school for that. We are going to make the rice gludge today.
welcome to Gulag Cooking School.
First, we cook the rice until it gives up.
The trick is stir constant. Is make all the So
It's just the starch at the end of it. It actually spawns life.
right,
Yeah.
he's good for wallpaper.
Yeah.
Is not good for
Oh
eat.
God! So she made a rice.
she made a rice gludge.
What was it supposed to be though?
It was supposed
like
to be.
rice au gratin sort of
Oh
thing.
Lord,
maybe?
no, that would have been. I don't know. She probably found
You
it.
genuinely don't know what she
No,
was trying
because she
even?
had substituted so many other ingredients because she didn't have anything. And the best part is, subbing ingredients is okay if you know what the ingredient accomplishes in the recipe, right?
Exactly, right.
But if you don't, and then you have an appropriate substitute.
Sure,
so you need
absolutely,
both of
yeah,
those
sure.
things. A basic understanding of what you're trying to accomplish and a recommended substitute.
You wouldn't say try to replace with eggs.
Right.
You know,
Wouldn't
which would be a
work.
bad
Wouldn't work,
call.
right?
Yeah.
Burned once.
Yeah.
But I remember it was green. It was like the whole thing was like green eggs and ham green. And I asked her, I was like, what is this? And she's like, well, it called for
You're trying not to make eye contact with it. You're just like, I don't know that I want to look at it.
make it go away.
It's
Make
gonna-
it go away. Make it go
Is
away.
it gonna attack? Anyway.
And she said, well, the recipe called for peas, and she didn't have any peas, but she had some asparagus laying around. So she put the asparagus in there, and then she.
So there's strings of asparagus
broke up into thousands of micro asparagus or whatever.
No, I mean, it strings eventually, right?
But, well, it does, but then the strings will break down if you cook that long enough, and it will just turn into.
So you speak from experience.
It's this rice green thing that smells the way asparagus pea smells because you've cooked it.
So you've got a gludge rice of asparagus pea,
and it's this nausea green. It's just like. And I was just, and you try to scoop it, the spoon is like trying to break and die. It's like, and it's doing that to save you, right? The spoon is like, I would rather break.
I will give up my life. This is the Easter tradition. I will give up my life.
Yeah. So now I don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, thank goodness. Now
I can. I
gotta ask a question.
I've had an infinitely better morning.
I bet. So I gotta ask a question.
Yes.
What would you eat the foods just to be nice? Would you look at it and be like, I ain't doing that?
No, I had my other tradition was to go on the way there and get something to eat at a drive-through.
Sure.
So I was not hungry, and then I would put the minimum volume on the plate for polite sake, and then I would eat a bite or two and feign a stomach ache.
Every time they knew you had a stomach ache?
When it was ham,
yeah.
What am I going to do?
Sure.
I can't eat that. Yeah. Like, I can't do that. I can't make it go in the machine, man. I don't even like this machine. I'll put a lot of weird shit in this thing. Yeah. No, I couldn't. It was so bad, man. It was so bad. That rice thing I did taste, though. I was morbidly curious.
Sure, at a certain point, you're just like,
yeah. You're like, I'll eat that fucking duck egg or whatever.
I'll eat that half fucking incubated duck egg.
Right?
It sounds amazing.
You're just like, fucking a durian fruit. Like, it smells like a poo.
I
Sure.
think the name of that thing is the sound you make when you throw it up. All right, so let's cover a couple of Easter traditions. I want to look at some of the comments though first. So you got through what the fuck is an Easter basket? Oh man,
how did they not have Easter baskets? What do you like? Spray Vegemite on something? Like what? Where are you fucking from? But you don't know what a fucking Easter basket is.
I don't know. I wonder where the person would be from.
Fucking deprivation land. Even my kids have Easter baskets. I don't even like them. Jesus. It's just full of chores. Like they open an egg and it's like, wash the fucking walls. Like, oh.
I want to ask people how the quality is. I think we haven't got it set up correctly in the sense that it should be running through Ethernet, and I think it's running through Wi-Fi. So let us know if the quality is garbage or anything like that. All right. So let's cover the story, Tom, about the people beating other people, because I think that is
this is amazing.
Sort of where we should be. We're going to cover a couple of Easter traditions today. Right. This was a story you found about 10 bizarre Easter traditions around the world. I don't know that we're going to talk about all of them, but we should talk about a few of them.
Yeah. So Easter's fucked up, man. In the Czech Republic, it is their tradition. Scroll down a little bit because I can't. I got to use this here.
Oh, I should probably zoom in, do the zoomy thing too, right?
Yeah.
How's that?
That's good. I got old man eyes. I'm 34, man.
All right. 34.
34 for life.
Fucking liar.
34 for life.
Yeah, I'm 29.
Here's the deal in the Czech Republic. It's Easter, so let's beat a girl with a customary Easter whip.
Caliente.
Right? I like, first of all, that you have a customary Easter whip.
Sure.
You don't want to use your regular day-to-day whip when you are, it's like, can you imagine how insulting that would be? Oh, you didn't even break out the fancy whip?
This is from the Czech Republic. They would just hit him with the horse crops.
Right,
so,
that's it, right?
Because
again, because they don't have cars
it's cobblestone
or electricity
and
or whatever. It's still the past. Hey, welcome to the Czech Republic. What year is it here? The past. It's just, we stopped counting.
Here's your plague. Just go on.
It's fine. Continue. It comes free with every visit to this garbage. I don't know. Do planes even land there? They probably stopped working.
Yeah.
Overseas. But yeah, so if a guy likes a girl, you get out your Easter whip and you whip him. And then you give him a bunch of money. The woman gives the man some money and an egg as a thank you for getting hit, which I feel like is a backwards transaction. I feel like if I'm whipping a woman, I have to pay her for that.
If I'm having a woman tolerate it, I got to pay her
right.
too.
Yeah,
you know
Jesus,
what I mean?
Right.
Sure. Even in the lesser scenario. There.
And then if the men are old, they get a shot of whiskey, right? So if an old man beats a girl with a customary Easter whip, the girl gives him whiskey, which means she's carrying whiskey wondering if an old man will whip her. Like, just think about that for a second. Like, and then if you go home and you still have all of your shit and nobody whipped you, then you're not pretty enough to be beaten. The Czech Republic, ting, Easter. That's how this works. And that's a sad thing. Like, nobody hit me with their fucking Easter whip. I guess I must be ugly.
I got to read Esme's comment here. Esme says, my mother-in-law was also the worst cook as well. I think her taste buds were burned in a chemical fire. She brought a dish once, a vegetarian eggplant thing that she added strips of bacon. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, actually. I think that that's literally the only way to save a vegetarian eggplant thing. In a desperate attempt to save the vegetarian eggplant thing, I think your mother-in-law chose
I feel like
the
that's
better part of valor there.
It's an okay solution, but wouldn't it be better to just throw away the eggplant and just bring more bacon?
Yeah.
Just, like, you cook the eggplant and you just throw it away?
Wouldn't it have been better if you went to your mother-in-law's and there was just a big plate of bacon that everybody got to
She'd have
dig
fucked
into?
that up, too.
Yeah.
She'd have fucked that. She cooks some bacon in the microwave.
What?
Yeah, she microwaves her bacon.
Oh.
I know, it's the saddest fucking thing ever.
This Cyprus one, this is I don't know. It seems like they're trying to make it a little worse than it actually is. It really just is a bunch of people who build fires.
Yeah,
It looks like they build a bunch of fires, and there can be some fights over the wood because it's like not a lot of wood around there. So they just like
sounds like a problem,
yeah.
Cyprus.
Yeah, no kidding.
Not a lot
well,
of wood.
I guess in the story before they were beating someone for wood too,
Right?
And then
It's
so
just-
now it's a different kind. Yeah, the Cyprus one, Bermuda.
Bermuda, I like their tradition.
Yeah.
They fly a bunch of big fucking kites, special Easter kites.
But then the reason why they don't like it is because they disassemble the Easter kites afterwards.
Yeah, who cares? Like, it's fucking, you're in Bermuda flying a kite.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck do you have to complain about? That's the only fucking noteworthy part of that story.
I got to spend a bunch of time on the beach making another kite.
Right.
Wah,
Oh,
wah.
another day in paradise flying a kite. Oh, cry me a fucking river, Bermuda. Fucking hate you.
The Italy one, this one is the Rube Goldberg one, right?
Right.
Where
I
they-
think this is neat. This is really cool. So the people make crazy Rube Gold. I would travel to see this. They make crazy Rube Goldberg contraptions with like exploding shit everywhere for Easter. That's the way to Easter.
Yeah.
Right? Like the boot kicks the fucking
Jesus-
bowling ball or
the
whatever,
Jesus.
and it pounds the steak into his hand.
I think pretty much everything has to happen to Jesus at the end.
Right.
Where like there's like something pulls something down in a string, like lifts the cross.
Crucified by Rube Goldberg machines would be fucking outstanding.
Someone needs to make that.
God, that would be
video.
so
That would
great.
Awesome.
That would be so great.
All right, so
No one cares about Norway.
Norway,
Yeah.
looks like a nice place to visit. But
Yeah, right?
I don't know. Nobody really lives
and
there.
same with Denmark they fucked up and they're like, I don't know, is it fucking Halloween?
Yeah,
they're all confused.
I just go door to door.
and then they get candy or some shit. So,
Okay, so now
let's look at the Philippines.
Hold on a second though, because someone mentions the Philippines. Vin says, you do know that the people in the Philippines reenact the crucifixion of Jesus Christ on Good Friday using real nails driven through their hands and feet. I bet it's fucking hard to hold M&Ms afterwards. I just think of the painful masturbation sessions later
Ridiculous.
when
Just,
you're remembering
like,
yourself
fingertips or something like
on the cross. So all right, I'll scroll down.
All right.
Finland, nobody cares about Finland.
Finland's so boring. Like, they actually grow grass and they're just like, hey, how's the grass growing? I don't know, Finland. Let's go kill ourselves. No one cares about our country.
Emily's commenting on the Rube Goldberg to she says best game of mousetrap. All right, France.
In France, they just all get quiet. They turn everything off. They're just like, we're just not going
I
to
don't know that I dislike that. I don't know that I think that would be kind of cool.
just quiet everything
Yeah, just
down for a little
quiet it
while.
down. I went to the march yesterday. The march here in Chicago.
The tax march.
Yeah, so they had a march in Chicago and all over the country. Getting completely off Easter. Who gives a shot? It comes out the moment of silence thing.
Yeah.
But I went to the march and they had a giant chicken with a gold hair, looked like Trump.
Yeah,
sitting
okay,
out there. And they the march was set up, and we got a dumbass comment on our Facebook about it. Like somebody was like, "Why you fucking? He's the democratically elected president. Why are you protesting him being president?" And I'm just like, "Fucking idiot! I'm not protesting him being president. I'm protesting the fact." And this is one of the reasons why I went out yesterday, because this is something I feel strongly about. He should be showing returns, just like all the rest of the other presidents. You should show your tax returns, and not the one that Rachel just happened to find from 2005. You know, it's 12 years old, or at this point 11 years old, because it's 16. 11 years old. They have, you know, no schedules on it. It's just like one piece of paper, maybe even, as they speculate, leaked by his own camp.
Yeah, I heard that
just
too.
to try to get people off his
Here's
back.
one that's not incriminating.
Yeah. So there's a tax march yesterday. They specifically wanted to go out, and, you know, a bunch of people want him to show his tax returns. One of the first press conferences he did right after he was elected, he said, nobody cares but the press about this. Well, I went out yesterday and there was thousands of people in Chicago. I would venture, I don't know how many people, I didn't look it up, but I would say, you know, 10,000 didn't seem like it was out of the realm of possibility. There was it was a huge line of people
It's a big
leaving.
fucking march.
We wound up walking over to Trump Tower or whatever. But one of the things that happened is you know, there's a couple people that came up and spoke beforehand. So I don't go to a lot of protests. It's just not a thing I do.
Sure.
But I just happened to go to this one. And they had a bunch of speakers beforehand. Some really good stuff. One guy is in the Senate, and he's trying to pass a bill. He's Illinois Senate, trying to pass a bill so that you would have to show 5 years of your tax returns to get on the Illinois ballot if you want to run for president or vice president. Yeah. So in order to do that, and I guess a bunch of other states have already passed some of these laws. So if Trump tries to run in 2020, he's going to have to show his tax returns. And they specifically, I think, made it 5 years, so he couldn't show the ones while he's in office.
I can't go back
You'll have to go back 5. So they're making it 5 years.
That's clever.
So really, I thought, you know, good speaker, a couple other people were good speakers, etc. And then Jesse Jackson got up there, and Jesse Jackson, and I'm sure everybody knows who Jesse Jackson is. Like, he's been a figure for years and years and years and years and years. A Chicago figure, at least. I don't know how
he's got the
nationally known he is.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just mixing up black guys. I'm just
whatever. They're all the same, right? No. So Jesse Jackson, I don't know. I genuinely don't know how well nationally known he is, though, because he is a Chicago native. So I don't know exactly. I know he ran for president, but it was a long time ago. You can't call black people natives anymore. Sorry.
No, they're not native to here anyway. So no, I think you're fine. But someone, Sean has heard of him, so evidently is. But
anyway,
and
it's Jesse White, by the way. Is the
Jesse White
thing.
is nobody's going to know
that's
that
a local joke.
That is an Illinois joke.
That's an Illinois joke, but it's
nobody's going to get it.
It's a good joke.
It is a get joke. They used to come to our high school.
I know,
and
they
do
get
the
into
flips
everything.
And
They just do
all those fucking flips all the time. It's crazy. But anyway, his method of speaking yesterday was he would say something and want the crowd to repeat it back to him.
Oh my
God.
God.
He did this for
like church style.
It was crazy.
Like, can I get a?
And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, what the fuck what is happening here? And he'd be like, and he would say stuff like, you know, Colombia is our neighbor, you know, and then they'd say it, and he'd be like, Mexico is our neighbor, and then he'd want everybody to say it. And he'd keep on saying all these different things over and over, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm not going to say that. Like, what are you?
That's so
you're
weird.
An idiot. And it was weird, and he spoke for a really long time, and it was really kind of uncomfortable. Then right after he was done, they got this gospel preacher to get up there and do a hallelujah prayer, praying over the march. And no shit, I'm not even kidding, right at the beginning of Daily Plaza, walk in, I took a picture and put it on our Facebook and on our Twitter. Freedom from Religion Foundation put up a huge fucking sign that's like, you know, let reason shine or something. It had on one side, and then it had the quote from the Treaty of Tripoli on the other side. Yeah. And it was just like, you know, keep religion out of government, basically. This huge fucking sign right at the beginning when you walked in, and I felt like, oh, and then there's a bunch of people like sort of bowing their heads, and there was a moment of silence, and there was all this stuff and I'm just like, what do we need this for?
What does it have to do with Trump and his taxes?
It literally has nothing to do with what we're doing, but I guess it's just like sort of this appeasing of the religious crowd.
Right. I was going to say, you get enough people together?
It just seemed useless to me. Well. But it was like a 2-minute prayer, and all these people are at their heads bowed. I'm like, fuck you.
So wait a minute. Are you suggesting that prayer didn't solve the problem at hand?
Yeah,
but you all like a lot of people prayed.
Right afterwards, they skywrote his taxes in the air. So God's just like,
Right.
All right. So we're going to continue on. That's what the moment of silence brought up. So.
Yeah, right.
Poland. My mom used to make a cake like this, although they made it out of butter. So
Yeah,
it's like a butter, like a whole butter thing. And you can go to the store now.
Yeah, and you can get
a butter mold lamb.
Right.
But my mom, for years and years and years, she was a baker. She used to make a lamb cake every year. And I used to cut its head off and put strawberry sauce underneath it every year. I'm like, the head's mine. I call the head.
That's it.
I'm going to eat the head. I'm going to eat the face right off this.
Did you start with the eyes?
Jelly beans? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did,
I wouldn't,
right?
but I wouldn't. I would just bite them out and then spit them out because they were black licorice jelly beans. And who would eat that? That's only an awful garbage person would eat. A garbage person who hates themselves would eat licorice.
Okay, I do eat them. Yeah. So that is an accurate assessment. It's an accurate. I want to talk about this butter lamb because at first I was like, okay, fucking who cares? It's a butter lamb, but I guess it's fucking molded by hand, and then you buy it, and then you eat it. So you're eating fucking weird hand butter. And that is sort of fucking super gross. Hey, let me rub your butter for a while. We better be pretty fucking close friends if you're gonna rub my butter. I'm just saying. Like that's a fucking intimate connection.
That
right?
is, yeah. I've only done it like 4 or 5 times.
We've known each other 20 years.
Known each other a long time.
Wanna...
Somebody mentions in the stream, they say, I really hope that kind of stuff doesn't bleed into the science march next week.
Oh.
And my wife's gonna, I think, go to the science march. I don't know where they're doing it. I think they're doing it by the museum campus, I think, in Chicago.
That makes sense, yeah. All right.
But they're gonna do a science march down there. But yeah, there was a bunch of people, actually, it was really cool. Ton of people at this rally, and you could just hear people saying to each other, "See you guys next week. See you next week. See you next week."
Oh, that's awesome.
You know what I mean?
So
Like,
we're not done.
We're not done yet.
We're gonna keep doing this shit. Yeah,
right. All right. Is there any others? Norway just quits.
Everything just closes down for a week.
This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. So what Norway does is they shut down everything for a week, and they say really shut down. It's not just kids stay home, but everything. You don't go to work. Your kids don't go to school. You don't cash checks. You don't go to the grocery store. I literally have no idea how true this is, by the way.
Yeah, right.
I have no idea who this is.
Yeah,
this is what
Norway.
they say in the
7 people fucking live there. Who cares?
What I think
they just all share the same birthday meal.
Isn't this great though? We need to do a couple of these weeks for us so we can prepare for after the nuclear war. I think,
right?
You know what I mean? Like when everything's closed and you're held up in your hovel trying to eat your buckets, to survive.
Yeah, right.
I think that this will teach us sort of like how to be
Norway's
away from other
be
humans.
Fun, right?
And Norway knows. Norway knows what's up.
They've been prepping for this whole time.
Yeah,
They're
sure.
the ultimate doomsday preppers in Norway. Just gonna play fucking weird death metal and paint their faces white.
I'm with you, Esme. Death to black licorice. Fuck that shit. That shit is horrible.
You guys are just wrong. It also raises your blood pressure. Did you know that?
Really?
If you eat a bunch of black licorice,
Is
if
this
it's
like
real black licorice.
Is this on Snopes? Should we Snope
I've
this?
checked this out. I've checked this out.
You've de-snoped it?
This is a true. If you eat a whole bunch of black licorice, but it can't be like shitty, not true black, but like actual black licorice. There's an ingredient and fucks with your blood pressure.
Really?
Yeah. I figure, fuck it. I'm gonna die anyway. I hope it's with a face full of fucking black licorice and they give me fucking CPR. It's disgusting.
Feeding it to someone you don't like.
All right, so let's look at the Philippines because that shit's fucking nuts.
Do you like Jägermeister?
Oh God, that's a drink for 20-year-olds. That's like Goldschlager, right? Like it's like a drink that nobody above fucking 23 is. I haven't had Jägermeister in.
There's
forever.
A buddy of mine who drinks Jägermeister and Red Bull together.
Still as a grown-up?
Yeah, and he drinks it. He doesn't just do
drink.
like shots. He drinks it in like a whole big glass with ice.
Oh, you know
in
what?
it.
I have had that. But it's that's a club drink. It's like a.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's a shitty.
Oh, it tastes like shoe shine. It's the worst.
It's a fucking Jersey Shore drink.
I mean, like blowing a guy who shines shoes. That's what I mean. It tastes like it's a shoe shine.
Your life experiences upset me sometimes.
I just have a good palate.
You get that brush afterwards.
Like,
comb that shit
there's
out
like
of your
a
beard.
sommelier's like, it tastes like dirt, and I'm like, it tastes like hobo dick.
Wait, no. Eastern Seaboard hobo dick.
Yeah, the cocoa butter really does.
It's not the West Coast hippie hobo dick. That's different.
It's a little.
This is a little,
a little different. All right.
So this video, I think we can actually put this on the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
view.
how well we're going to see this stream. We're going to try to watch it. So
hold on. I'm going to cameraman the fuck out of this.
So you cameraman it. I'm going to hit play.
Oh my God, I am so useful to our production. Boom.
Did I hit it? I can't tell.
No, man, you gotta.
I can't see. Gary, get out of the way.
Dude, when you hit the button, you'll know.
Gary,
There's a big reaction. Look at this shit. You hear the moaning? I don't know if you guys can hear the fucking moaning.
No shit, that's a real fucking nail.
Dude, they just nailed that fucking guy and he's screaming like, that hurts. You had this
shit.
coming, motherfucker.
Sorry, trigger warning. Didn't realize there'd be a nail in there.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Pause it for a second. Pause it for a second. So they nail up 3 people, right? But only one gets to play the role of Jesus. The other get to play the role of who remembers their names, right? You got a fucking nail through your hand.
It's like Jesus' sidekick.
Right?
It's like Robin.
It's like, I'm like, what is his name? Fucking Barnabas or something? Like, what is Barnabas Bailey or some shit?
Barnum and Bailey. There is a sucker born every minute, so.
And then there's the other one, right? The one guy had at least had a conversation with Jesus when he was up there, but did they both?
I don't know.
I barely even know what I'm talking about right now.
I've only seen like the one where they show every year on Easter. Oh no, don't they show every year the Moses story on Easter? At least that's what they used to show when I was a kid. Was the Moses story every year because the Jews control the media, and so they show that one every year.
I have to admit, I love that guy screamed in evident real pain because it's like. Fuck you!
You're
Fuck
such
you!
an asshole.
Fuck you! You volunteered for this. Nobody twisted his fucking arm.
To be honest, though, when I first saw this picture, my first thought was, oh, like Jesus is looking up there because they are standing on platforms. They're not hanging from this.
Yeah, they're not actually suspended.
And so I thought they were hanging from that. All they had was like a couple of ribbons on to sort of like hold them on. And they're standing on a platform and Jesus is just up there like, oh, look at me. I'm fucking, oh, you're a tough guy, huh? Brr, brr, you know, but instead, like that's some legit shit to get fucking nailed to a piece of wood.
What is so funny because the Catholic Church does not support this. So the Catholic Church is like, stop doing this. Just stop it. And then the local doctors are like, get a tetanus shot. That's actually in the article. Get a tetanus shot?
Crystal says extreme cosplay. Extreme cosplay.
That's great.
It's a LARP. You don't win.
Somebody rolled a bad dice or
exactly,
something, and that's how
bad
it ends
dice.
up.
Good for you.
Yeah.
A saving throw is what they call that.
Well,
so.
they don't call it a saving throw when you end up fucking crucified.
Not when you roll a 1. You want to watch more of that?
Yeah, well, let's see that fucker get strung up there like an idiot. Oh, look, that hurts. Oh, they're gonna nail his fucking biscuits. Oh, they're nailing his fucking biscuits. It hurts so bad.
It's ridiculous. That's so stupid. What a bunch of schmucks. God. Oh, my God.
It so obviously hurts so much.
Oh, we're getting another North Korea. There we go.
Oh, yeah. North Korea is ready for war. Well, Trump will use his able negotiating skills and subtlety to get us out of
what
this
I
one.
love, too, is like the image here. I don't know. I can't really. Can I zoom in on?
I don't know. I can zoom in on our screen.
Look at this kid over here. Doesn't that look like Marvin the Martian right here? Like the tiny little legs and that weird little helmet.
Right.
It looks like Marvin the Martian. I also too like they're just like we're got all the guys with the ripped abs. Those ones get to be Jesus. All the rest you get to wear a sack. Right. So, you're all the sack people.
Right.
Yeah. Terrible cosplay too. That's literally just a fucking piece of cloth with a fucking hole in it.
This isn't period authentic.
Terrible.
And did you see the hammer he was using? Ace Hardware. Yeah. Ace fucking Hardware.
No shit. They should have to hand forge those fucking things. Nice dull nail.
It's a dowel. It's a piece of wood.
That does not look good. Does not look good for Homestar Runner.
Oh my God.
I want to read the bottom
they got
of this
these crosses from IKEA. That's why it took so many people to assemble it.
They're like, one guy standing in the back with the Allen wrench. He's like, what do I do?
They Allen wrench his hands. It hurts so much. It takes so long. Ow, fuck. Ow, fuck. Then you gotta put the cam lock in to hold it. It doesn't hold that well.
Basic. It's great shit. All right, so I want to read the bottom.
All right.
So let me read the bottom. Actually, I have it down here, but I'll leave it up there.
Do you want me to zoom in on this thing?
No, it's okay. It's no big deal. I mean, I got it right here anyway. I'll just read it. All right. So where does the name Easter come from? Bunny egg, I think, is where it comes from. Scholars believe the festival to be named after an Anglo-Saxon goddess of the radiant dawn.
Esther.
E.O. Wester. E.O. Wester.
Eostre.
Yeah.
That's how I spell East. Eostre.
First referred to in the 7th century AD, she was associated with joy and blessings. Unless, of course, you're getting your hands
Right.
on something.
Now-
Then she's associated with, ah! Which is the worst thing to be associated with, by the way.
Wait, real quick. Did Jeebus get... I actually don't know this answer. Did he get nailed up on Good Friday, and then he also died the same day? Or did he stay up there a day or two?
Did he hang up like jerky for a couple
how
of
long
days?
did it take?
Well, let's
I don't
ask.
know.
Let's see what the stream has to say
Like,
about
how does that... Because I actually don't know. Then he rose. He had to die the same day he got nailed up there, right?
I would imagine you would die the same day, right?
Well, I don't know. Like
Jesus wasn't superhuman.
Well, no, but I think that was the whole thing with crucifixion. Is that a lot of people stayed up there for a long time, and then they
Yeah.
stuck that spear in him because it was about to be Happy Jew Day.
Sure,
The
yeah.
next day, and he couldn't live through the
Well,
night.
they just
or some
wanted to
shit.
strain him.
They
They were just like, how do we strain this?
got like a cheesecloth underneath to catch it. Just let it.
Well,
sleuth
hold on
through.
a second. Let's see if Stream can answer the question, because I'm not sure. I don't know whether he died instantly. He might have. He didn't die like he clearly didn't die instantly because he had to have that whole like.
Yeah, have a conversation. Well, I know he had a couple of conversations. He had to bitch at God a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it sucks. You really couldn't come up with a better solution. Jesus died a virgin, never got nailed.
Kim did correct me. 4,000 marched in Chicago, so
Okay.
it was sizable. Like
That's
I
a
said,
lot,
the
yeah.
entirety of Daily Plaza was full before we left. So thanks, Kim. I just want to see. Good Friday's the day he died, said Christopher.
Is it also the same day he was nailed up there, though? Or was he nailed up on Friday, died on Friday? Or was he nailed up on
It was like Tuesday,
Salty Thursday or
Tuesday,
something
Tuesday.
like- He's out there, he's like, sun's out, guns out! He's all fucking douchey about it.
All the women are like washing their clothes on his stomach. All right, so let me read a
Okay.
little more of this.
All right.
So it says, where did I slow? Only English and German use this name for the festival. The other languages tending toward variations of the Latin Paschka or Pascha or Passover. Because of its pagan associations, some Christian traditions shy away from using the word Easter, preferring Resurrection Sunday.
Oh, I like that better.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Grave digger.
There's nothing here.
Grave escaper.
I'm out of work again.
All right, so now the next piece here, it says, why the eggs? And I just want to interject here real quick.
Yeah.
It weirds my wife out when I say that she has eggs in her. She's just like, I'm like, you got eggs in you. And she's like, no, don't say that to me. And I'm like, no, but you do. And she gets weirded out. So I have to reassure her and be like, no, you have eggs in you, and one day they're going to run out and you'll be useless. I'm
It's like
so
salmon
that's-
roe.
Yeah, you're just
Like,
gonna,
it's just
you're
full
just you're full of salmon roe. And when that's gone, you're useless. You're absolutely useless. So I just have to reassure her once in a while.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
women.
I just,
you know.
They're just sensitive like that, man. It's fine. You just gotta.
But since
calm her insecurities.
Since I'm sterile, she's filled with Cadbury eggs. So. All right, so the egg is a symbol of fertility and creation in numerous religious traditions. In Christianity, the egg also symbolizes the sealed tomb of Christ.
Yeah, so I can't read this that well because it's far away and I didn't bring my glasses. I thought that symbolizes the salad tomb of Christ, and I was like, "That's
Salad
weird."
tomb.
Oh, that's better.
delicious.
Woo! I have to get all squinty.
It's the sealed tomb of a chicken abortion, but I don't know that it's a sealed tomb of Christ. And then it says the tradition of decorating these eggs can be traced back to Christians in Mesopotamia who would paint them red to symbolize the shed blood of Christ, or a very tight chicken. I
Right.
guess, you know,
It's just-
there's a lot of blood on that
Just
one.
a period. It's just.
So the next one is
I love this one.
why the rabbit? And can I just interject here? Sarah's weirded out when I say there's rabbits in her. She's just like super weirded out by that.
I feel like stop putting rabbits in there. Like that's the weirder part. Like that's. I mean, your shit's your shit. Like whatever.
We've been married a long
Like,
time.
you gotta keep it interesting,
You gotta keep
right?
it interesting.
Spice it
Yeah,
up.
Exactly.
Blackened rabbit.
Smells like a rabbit cage in here. In classical
It's
antiquity,
2017. Nobody has hair anymore.
It's a homonym. That's a homonym joke. Good for you.
It's a homonym pun.
Good for you. I don't even know if that's the real word for that, but
I think it is.
It might be.
Yeah, whatever. It's a live stream. Someone will correct us.
In classical antiquity, writers saw the rabbit and the hare as a universally hunted animal that could only survive by its immense fecundity. Ooh, there's a $2
I
word
love
for you.
fecundity. That's a great word.
That means anal, right? Is that what that means?
With the rabbit?
You had to do that once.
I break more rabbits this way. I'm so sorry.
It's screaming, tricks are for kids! Tricks are for kids! That's what you tuned in for, guys. Fucking bunny rape on Easter is what you tuned in for. That's what you're doing right now. Oh, God. And it says the rabbit became a symbol of vitality and fertility. In addition, rabbits and hares live underground, promoting associations with the tomb of Christ. What kind of stretch is that? It's like, oh, yeah, it was underground.
Would it be great if instead it was some other, like, underground burrowing fuck-a-lot animal, right? Like, it's just like the naked mole rat of Jesus or something like. Those are burrito animals, man. They're nature's burritos.
Yeah. When I think about it, I think naked mole rat a lot. So I guess, yeah.
Oh,
no. Wah, wah. You know, they have those easy buttons for staples. Hit them. I just have one that goes wah, wah.
If you're uncircumcised, it's a star-nosed mole. It's like, that fucking thing's weird. What's happening down there?
She's screaming, cover it up. I don't want to see it. Turn off the lights.
More off the lights.
Actually, just gouge my eyes out.
Just spray paint black some swim goggles. I'll wear those.
God. It says older Germanic texts mention the Easter fox or Easter stork as bringing the eggs, but these had fallen out of use by the mid-20th century. I'll never accept an egg from a fucking stork. I would spike that fucking thing. I'm not taking any chances. I
feel like anytime animals bring you presents, just say no. Just like, what the fuck kind of fucking crazy world are we living in?
Why is the date always different is the next subhead. Well, bunnies have a terrible sense of time.
Because we made this shit up, right?
Basically, I don't know that I want to read the whole end. The short answer is Easter is themed a movable feast, and the death and resurrection of Jesus were celebrated on Jewish Passover, which is tied to the solar and the lunar cycles. I actually thought that, if it's a Jewish ceremony, they just had a sale on lamb, and that's when they did it.
Just whenever
it's easier to buy. So that's Easter. That's the Easter tradition.
It is.
Which is...
Well, New Zealand. We're going to New Zealand shortly, Cecil. So there's one more to talk about. I do want to talk about.
I want to cover a little bit of stream. So let's take a look and see if there's anything.
The giant Mongolian earthworm of Jesus. It's so much chocolate. That's the problem.
We're quiet here because I'm reading.
All right.
Terrible at this.
I'll do jazz hands or something at the camera to liven things up.
Someone's asking, do they drink Easter eggnog? No, God, no.
Fucking.
You know what you could do is you could just melt down Peeps, I guess, and drink that.
You ever put a Peep in the microwave?
Didn't they get really big?
It's really comical.
Yeah.
It's like a peep-rection. It's just like that thing's a fucking grower, not a shower, man.
Microwave, huh? That's interesting.
Oh! Bad idea.
It does plump when you cook it, and then it's useless.
Were you fucking an easy bake oven again? The fuck
again?
It didn't work the first time. It's not how you make a chocolate lava cake.
Emily says, every time someone asks, how do you like your eggs? I always resist the urge to reply, unfertilized. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Peeps are disgusting. They are disgusting. That's a gross food, by the way.
But I buy them every year because they're funny looking. I also like the idea that they're all joined together and they all seem so happy, and then to eat them, you have to rip them asunder
you
like
do
little
have to tear them
Siamese
apart.
twins.
Like, don't take me away from my brother. All right. So 9 of the weirdest Easter traditions around the world.
Yeah, so one of these I want to talk about is from New Zealand. So if you scroll down a little bit.
I'll get to it.
That's all right, man. It's just a live show. We just make people watch you scroll.
Well, the self-crucifixion in the Philippines
we talked about that.
Yeah, well, look at them walk down the street with the crosses, though.
Yeah, look at them walk past cars. Look at him walk past cars. Oh, if anyone needs me, I'll just be resurrecting an ancient fucking torture tradition past the car. You don't have to do this, guys. You don't have to do this.
He doesn't do it anymore. Someone asked, Skepti asks, "Yay, you're coming to Australia as well?" Yeah, we'll be there in November. We're going to be in Australia in November and New Zealand probably at some point too. Bunny killing in New Zealand.
This is just so weird. So, fluffy rabbits may be synonymous with spring birth and joy, but in central Otago, New Zealand, they are classed as crop-destroying pests. An annual competition, now in its 26th year, recruits teams of hunters to participate in a 24-hour shoot-off with the aim of killing as many bunnies as possible.
I've done the 24-hour shoot-off before. Those are nice.
I called that ages 15 through 19, right?
I called it parents were out for the weekend. That was a 48-hour shoot-off. I was dehydrated at the end of it.
You're like, wait a minute. We got Cinemax for no reason. When's it's coming? It's a little scrambled, but that's okay.
Sarah, my parents are like, wait, where did all the lotion go? It's like, there was 4 bottles of it.
What a lotion and tissues. This place smells weird in here. It just
smells weird.
So the record for rabbit killing is 23,000 of these things.
23,000?
Presumably in a day. Presumably this is Easter Day. They go out and fucking... How prolific are the fucking rabbits that you can shoot 23,000 of these fucking things?
Aren't they like full of predators down? I guess they're not. I guess they don't have big predators. Like crocs, I guess would be.
Or
the biggest.
Australians.
Well, yeah.
Like
I didn't say sexual predators. That is crazy to me.
I don't just go. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that Simpsons episode where they just kill snakes. It's just fucking snake killing day or whatever. They just drive them in. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Snake whacking day?
Snake whack. Again, when my parents left for the weekend, that was snake whacking day. I set you right up for that.
What can I do?
Chip it.
Right. Boom.
And actually, it was a lot closer to the body, but that was the motion.
Did it make that sound?
Depends on what rep I was on.
That's the sound it makes when it breaks. Oh, well, that doesn't work anymore. That's not for me.
It says, Skepti says, rabbits are a pest. They are killed on sight in rural Australia and New Zealand.
I did know that, and they have like rabbit-proof fences and shit all through parts of Australia.
What about now? Do they kill kangaroos on sight?
Not on sight.
They have to fist fight them first.
On contact. Yeah, it's a full contact.
You see that video? The guy
punching that kangaroo. He jaws that thing. The kangaroo. The kangaroo just looks surprised, like, what the fuck?
Punches the thing, and it looks at him like, "What's up?" And then like he walks away from it because the kangaroos are constantly in the "what's up" position. Right, they're all bros. They're all like, "What's up? What's up?" That's fucking amazing. Oh God, it's so funny. I saw a video posted it to my Facebook right after it happened. Conor McGregor, who's a UFC fighter, as soon as he punches it, he punches the kangaroo and it looks at him, and then he starts to walk away. And somebody had video done like some video work where Conor McGregor jumps in and chokes the thing out right afterwards. This is fucking amazing. Oh God! How many Australians are on? And what time in the morning is it? It's got to be like.
What day is it? Isn't it like
5 in the morning?
Fucking Thursday or something over there? I
There's a
don't even know if it's backward Thursday or frontward.
We got a message to Australians. Somebody said go to Adelaide, and then a bunch of people said don't go to Adelaide. So I want to know if I'm going to get raped or whatever if I go. So
well, I think it's how raped.
Yeah, that's fair. How raped will I be when I go to Adelaide?
And are you looking for more or less? Like, I just want to understand your... Well, there's a pause.
More. Lots more.
What's the capital where it's like fireworks and prostitution?
Didn't it have like a weird name? It's like Capital City or something.
It was like
it's 7 a.m. Capital City or something. What was it called?
Yeah, the capital.
It's Australian Capital City or something.
It was.
It's a weird name like that.
Right.
It's where they could like buy hookers with weed or whatever.
Right, yeah, exactly. It was like fireworks, hookers, and weed are all legal, and nobody wants to go.
You could trade like fucking for pussy there. Just like, they have a weird barter system where you trade like, fireworks for weed, and then they trade the weed for the vagina, and then
you just got like a handful of bottle rockets and just like a hopeful grin on your face, like I don't know what happens here. I don't know what happens here.
You just stand there on the corner waving your bottle rockets. Oh God. All right. Do we have any more? We do have we did have a story that we didn't cover this week.
Yeah, I think we had a couple.
that was really funny. Let me see if I could find it. It's going to take a second, stream. I apologize. I got to call up the other notes of stuff we didn't do. We had Anthony Magnabosco on this last show, which is going to release tomorrow for the main audience, and that was actually a lot of fun. That guy was really nice. He was just in Chicago. If you haven't checked out Anthony's YouTube page, it's on all the notes for tomorrow's show. Anthony does that, does the street epistemology, and he goes out and talks to people about their faith and about other stuff, and it was a really fascinating conversation. Guy's really smart.
Really
nice guy, too.
Enjoyed his company.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so
plus he's excellent at what he does. Like he's honed, the street epistemology thing for, when you just read the manual for creating atheists or whatever, it's a good concept, but he's really the only person I've seen that's put it into practice and honed it, and made it really kind of work for him. So.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's talk about this story because it's amazing it's Easter.
Easter, look, if you go to church and you miss the bunny, that's fine, but you don't want to go to church and miss the goblin, I don't think.
I want to try reading parts of this.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So,
feel free. I'll scroll down to where you need to be. Just let me know when you need to scroll.
All right, so we got to introduce it. What is this from? Where's this fucking from?
It's from a weird,
Naharanda Fondu.
Naharanda Radio. Okay, I don't know what idea.
I said?
Yeah, that's exactly
Naharanda Fonda.
That's exactly what you said.
I think I nailed
Shana
it.
Nana Nana. I think is what you said.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and read this because I don't want to.
No, I understand.
I don't lean in here. I'm 100 years old. A self-proclaimed Sikamatawanda from Mekaba 20 in Gawaru, who recently confessed to using necromancy drawn from marine spirits.
You never confess to using necromancy.
Right?
Deny. Never give that up.
What the fuck? Using necromancy drawn from marine spirits.
Okay, no, I got to stop you.
What?
In the stream, somebody just put this. This is their name. This can't be real. This is someone just typing. There's no way that's their real name.
What?
That's great. Skip-a-drong. Okay, come on.
That's a real thing. Hit enter. Search that fucking thing. Yeah, yeah. I thought it was fucking Swedish.
I thought, actually, to be honest, I thought it was a lake there.
It's like it's Icelandic.
Yeah.
It's just the name of one of their mountains or something. It's probably something that blew up. Like, we blew up another Skipper Ding Dong or whatever. Somebody's real useful. What time? It's 2200 hours in the UK. No, how many o'clocks, please? How many o'clocks?
I don't want to do math.
2200. Yeah. What are you in the fucking military? No, cut that shit out. All right, now I got to read this again. All right, so a self-proclaimed Tisika Makawanda from Makaba 20 in Gawaru. I think I killed that, man. Who recently confessed using necromancy drawn from marine spirits to kill people and perform cleansing ceremonies. So that's that guy,
That's
right?
that guy.
Now,
right?
he is accusing a Pentecostal church leader of withholding his goblins. My favorite part of this whole thing, for personal use.
The worst part about that is you have to write that off on your taxes and be like, these are personal use goblins. There's like a 1067 or something for these personal use goblins.
Like he would be everything about this. I love this. As if he would be less upset if you were using them professionally. Like, can I have my goblins back? No, man. They're like working for me.
Yeah, man. They're doing an audit on Trump's taxes right now.
They're on a project right now, goblining or something. Like, I don't know what they would be doing. You have them for a personal use goblin? What the fuck would the goblin do for you? What would it do? I mean, I'd let it raise my kids, but what would good people do with it? Right? And this guy, the guy who wants his goblins back, is a guy who's a tikka-mawaka masala or whatever.
Tikka-waka masala. Delicious.
Who is a self-proclaimed murderer who uses marine spirit necromancy. I feel like at that point you kind of lay low, right? Like maybe you don't make a big fuss about who took your goblins.
I like that the church is like, so you got some murdering goblins. Cool, we'll use those.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Can I have them back? No. I'll go to the papers. I'll tell everyone. God damn it. This will not stand.
But he did.
You shall not pass. Who took my
Back to the Easter story. Back to the Easter story. Yeah.
There we go.
Except for he doesn't die. Or he does die, and then he comes back, right?
Right. Well, he comes back whiter.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
who wouldn't if they had the choice, right?
Oh, that's racist. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so there's, I mean, they're like really just it's like a tug of war over goblins. That's what's going on here. That's pretty much it.
That's it. Yeah.
Somebody had said, somebody responded to how late it was. They said it's 22 p.m. Oh man. Well, we have one more story.
One more.
Let me go call that up if I can find my cursor. There it is. Oh.
I want to read this while you're doing that. Quote, I used to be a traditional healer using goblins and marine spirits. I then decided to repent and he baptized me so I can leave my evil doings. He was a healer. Also, what do you do with a goblin to heal somebody? Like just like rub the goblin on him? Like what?
I genuinely don't know.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm really curious.
I use
about
my
this.
goblins for something completely different. So I don't know.
Well, now
Yeah.
they're being used for personal use. So fucking
All right,
jerk off goblins or whatever.
You just look at him, you're like, service this. Get on it, goblin. The fuck do I pay you for? Fucking goblin.
Like guarding your money in Gringotts or something. Like, what the fuck?
You want to do a molestation case?
I don't know. I don't even want to answer that question.
Do you want to do another molestation case?
Now, that question I'll answer. This is from Jacksonville.com. Oh, Jacksonville. That really is a terrible, terrible place.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's where.
Yeah. Last time I was in Jacksonville, by the way, I went down to Jacksonville for a work trip, stayed in a very nice hotel
Devil
for
went down to
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, yeah.
And the devil fucking stays there. And as I was, the cabbie was driving me to the hotel, and there was police tape and fucking sirens and all this shit was cordoned off.
Tape.
And
you're from Chicago. You should be desensitized.
I fucking yawned.
To that.
I was like, whatevs. And I was like, oh man, we must be in the bad part of Jacksonville, right? And then no shit, he turned around, fucking went like a quarter of a block down an alley, and then was at my hotel. And I was like,
awesome.
Oh. And so from the lobby, I could see
you could smell the
shooting.
burning.
Right. So 2 people had been shot and 1 had been killed within fucking sight of the lobby of the hotel I was staying at. And I was like, great.
Was it a nice hotel too?
It is a super nice hotel, but they warn you not to leave.
Oh my god.
They warn you like to take
Unbelievable.
cars, to take cars.
Jake Farwharton,
Yep.
friend of the show, Jake.
Never heard of him. Who?
He says Australian Capital Territory.
That is a fucking the least creative way to name your capital. This is where the leaders live.
Australian Capital Territory. Hi, Jake. We miss you. Hope you're doing well.
I don't miss him.
I
All
do.
Right, I like Jake.
I'm
I'm
like
just
Jake.
fucking around.
We'll see you.
Probably getting hit by a bus or something.
We should
right
definitely
now.
hang out though if we can. I know he doesn't drink beer, but we can maybe buy him a vodka or something when we're down there.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
gluten free.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe he has a gluten sensitivity. We should ask Smalley and find out how that works.
Does Smalley know about gluten sensitivity?
You know, I hear he's an expert on these subjects.
I
Let's
don't-
ask him on Facebook.
I don't know. Ask him about it. Everybody tweet at David Smalley.
You got to do this on Facebook.
Don't tweet at David.
Just leave him alone. He's very busy. He's on podcast 7 or something. All right.
No, I think it's podcast 5 too. I think that's what he's on.
Oh my God.
So let's talk about
All
molestation for a minute.
Enough with the little people.
Sure, yeah.
No, I mean midgets. I mean smallies. All right. So this is from
We are the
Jacksonville.com.
Lollipop Kid.
Now, this must be in the crime section, otherwise known as the front page. Jury finds Pastor Kenneth Adkins guilty of 8 charges in child molestation case.
Huh. I guess 8 is enough.
Oh! You were saving that one.
It was.
I could tell you were hiding that one in your pocket. All right. So the reason I grabbed this story when we were looking is this is the same guy who, after the nightclub shootings, this guy came out and publicly said, yeah, they got what they deserved.
They got what they deserved.
Incidentally, child molester.
Well,
So it's almost like terrible people be terrible.
look, here's the thing. They were 15 and they fucked each other.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
he watched it and
But he
encouraged it.
is right.
So it's not like he's balls deep in a 4-year-old. But
Do you know how
really
many-
horrible situation,
Right.
Equally horrible situation when
weird.
he has 2 very vulnerable people who are looking up to him as a preacher, and he has them have sex like in front of him, like multiple times.
Yep.
multiple times.
And they don't seem happy. Like,
no, one of them for sure
right.
is not cool with it.
Right.
It's like, I was a little young for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I was a little young to be voyeuristically fucking in front of the pastor.
Yeah.
That, you know what age that's okay at? No age. Like, there's not an age where you're just like, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and fuck in front of the pastor. Because it's always a power dynamic, right? Like, there's always a weird power dynamic, right?
I disagree.
Do you?
I think 18. I think the moment you're an adult in the place where you live.
What's going on there?
Pulling my fucking headphones off my head. The moment you're an adult in the place that you live, you can do whatever you want with your body, and if that includes other people who want to have a cheering section for you, then you do what you got to do.
I would agree normally, but I think I do think something changes when you have somebody in a position of authority kind of egging you on. You know, I think when somebody in a position of authority is sort of pushing and prodding, because it changes things. The power dynamic.
Again, though,
there's not an equality to it.
You
even
put
with
yourself in
adults.
that position as an adult. You put yourself in that power dynamic, and
meaning you go to the church.
Sure,
right?
You go to the church and you put yourself in that power dynamic.
I see what
I
you're
feel
saying.
like once you're an adult, you can pretty much
Are you an adult at 15 though?
No, you're not an adult,
Yeah.
and you're not an adult there at 15.
Right.
Right. You're an adult at 16 down there.
I like how that changes depending on how down there you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
you ever notice it tends to be
what is
lower
it?
the
I don't
more
know what
down
it is
there.
here. We could ask Heath; he would know.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is here.
He's clearly ignoring it.
Yeah. Podcast war. Yeah. Just a horrible person to do that. And then he does not feel like, it sounds like he's not terribly remorseful in this article either. He's just like, no. And his lawyer even is like trying to argue that they were 16 at the time.
Yeah, and his lawyer says, look, in spite of it being gross, disgusting, or vile, this is not a crime. But then, earlier in the article, the accused was like, yeah, I just really want to make sure this never happens to anybody else. Like, that would be really great if this just never fucking happened to anybody else.
Sure.
And again, this is the same guy who said about the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Yeah.
They had that coming.
Yeah.
And this is he's just like a fucking terrible person.
Yeah.
Terribling. Just walking around terribling. Terribling. He's verbing the word terrible. He's that bad.
Emily says the power dynamic is why doctor-patient relationships are verboten. Now, they're verboten in the sense that that's an ethical thing, but not a legal thing, right? I don't think that there's any...
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's why I'm
I don't
phrasing
know.
it like that's why at the end of my sentence I went up. That's a question.
So. I got that. I'm also echoing the question, motherfucker.
I don't know. I genuinely don't. I don't think it doesn't sound like it would be a law, but maybe some like you can't fuck a chicken on Wednesday law or something from back in the day.
Wait. I gotta make a note. Really? Like in all states?
You did a bunny today. Just like, tricks are for kids. We're at 4:18, so we've been on for about a little more than an hour.
Yeah.
We came on a little late.
And a little strong.
We are going to be at ReasonCon this week.
We are. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So if Ari's there, Ari, we'll see you. We'll see Ishmael Pellohans.
We will.
We'll see Noah Heath and Eli and their significant others.
Thomas and Andrew will be there.
Thomas and Andrew will be there.
Callie, is Callie going to be there?
I think Callie's going to be there. I thought I saw that Callie said she was going to be there.
I think everyone's going to be there.
Esme says that they can lose their license, so it's more an ethical thing, like sort of
Gotcha.
standards
Right.
within. But yeah,
Worth it.
Should be
10 years of your life.
Yeah.
Fucking 10 years of grueling, arduous labor, and fucking you're just like, whatevs.
So we'll be down there hanging out. So if you're down at ReasonCon, come find us. I know that we were at the bar for an extended length of time last time. So
I don't remember much of last time. I've read that it was fun, though.
I remember the second night better than the first night. The first night I was pretty wasted.
Yeah.
The second night I didn't drink as much, and they had a big party inside of that one room, and I hung out in there, and there was like Noah played piano and juggled like at the same time for a while, and then I hung out in that room for a while, and then afterwards there's like a big deal going on. So it was a lot of fun. We had a good time there last time.
Yeah.
We went with Dave and Michael last time, and we went to visit Oral Roberts University. Is that where we went?
We did, but I think they were closed or
yeah,
something.
the
pulled
gates
in.
were closed.
Yeah.
We just took a selfie with the sign and then
Right.
left. Which is just as fucking well. I wasn't going to go there. Maybe it was a library dedicated to him. I don't remember. But
Was it Oral Roberts?
I don't remember.
Or was it one of those? I know
one
it
of
was
those
one of those
fucking guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fucking who
Billy
cares?
Graham was it? I want to say it was Billy Graham. Wasn't there like a whole like Billy Graham Expressway?
Yeah.
and-
Esme says, is it in Hickory, North Carolina? Nope. Yeah, a lot of people actually, this is something we hadn't considered. Someone on Twitter had sent us a message and said, hey, just so you know, North Carolina still has that shitty bathroom bill, which I totally forgot about.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking North Carolina, so I forget about North Carolina. It's like,
oh,
it
you don't
doesn't
follow
fucking
North
enter my
Carolina
thoughts.
closely?
So I was like, okay. As soon as I saw that, I was like, fuck. Well, you can't back out because you've already committed. So what we're going to do is Tom and I are going to donate. We're going to take our receipts when we're down there. We're going to add it all up, and then we're going to donate double that to the Trevor Project when we come back.
They are going to get so much money.
Because I really feel bad about going to a state that does sort of promote that shit. Like, I didn't realize it. It's something that fucking completely slipped my mind. I wasn't even thinking about it. But we will definitely be donating some money to the Trevor Project when we come back, because fucking I don't want to. I don't know. It's like a way to fucking like wash the stink of North Carolina off.
It's
a
carbon offset.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, visiting the South requires an ethical carbon offset.
Exactly.
That's where we're at with your fucking.
So
disgusting down there.
This show also is going to be where I'm going to take the audio from this show, hopefully, to make this Thursday show. So if you see a Thursday show this week, it might be our live broadcast. I don't know why you would want to listen to it twice if you're watching us now. But we're going to probably put that up as a Thursday show this week. And then we'll have a brand new show on Monday. We will actually be recording it, though, before we leave to go to ReasonCon. We're going to be recording it before we leave. So when we come back, the next week will be the show when we come back from ReasonCon. Ari says, don't worry, kids. Me and all my other trans friends will be peeing wherever the fuck we please. Someone's going to piss on that bar. I guarantee it.
That's just gross. Just use a bathroom. I don't care which one. Just please. I mean, I don't like trans or not. Like, there's still some standards for decorum. Jesus Christ.
All right. So, Tom, do you want to try to read the Skeptic's Creed?
Yeah, sure. Hang on.
Do I have to call it up?
Oh, yeah. Let me read it on the big board.
Yeah. So Tom's going to read the Skeptic's
here we
Creed,
go.
and then we're going to bounce house out of here. Thanks for joining us, stream.
Yeah,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Happy Easter to people who care about it. I know none of you do, but hopefully you ate a feast or some sort of today and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna go to.
I think you should eat a feast every day.
All right. Let's go to our website. Let's call up.
Hey, we have a website.
It's down at the bottom, right? Skeptic's Creed, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, there it is. About us.
About us. Skeptic's Creed.
Well, I'm gonna have to zoom in on this fucking thing.
All right. So, do I have to scroll too?
They have to zoom in and scroll for me.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I gotta
You want to
follow
hold
this?
it while I pee, buddy?
Fuck.
Jesus
All right, stream.
Christ.
Happy
Here we
Easter.
go.
Thanks for joining us today, guys and gals and Ari.
Credulity is not a virtue. It's fortune cookie cutter, mommy issue, hypno Babylon bullshit. Couched in scientician, double bubble, toil and trouble, pseudo quasi alternative, acupunctuating, pressurized stereogram, pyramidal, free energy, healing, water, downward spiral, brain deadpan, sales pitch, late night info docutainment. Leo, Pisces, cancer cures, detox, reflex, foot massage, death in towers, tarot cards, psychic healing, crystal balls, Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, churches, mosques, and synagogues, temples, dragons, giant worms, Atlantis, dolphins, truthers, birthers, witches, wizards, vaccine nuts, shaman healers, evangelists, conspiracy, doublespeak, stigmata, nonsense. Expose your sides. Thrust your hands. Bloody, evidential, conclusive. Doubt even this.
Can we talk about the Dolphins for a second? And
Yeah,
I'm
we
kidding.
need to. We need to.
Glory hole, guys.
Take care, guys.
All right. Bye. We love you. Don't leave.